Welcome into Tippernaught Sports. Rudy Gobert, Alperen Sengun, they absolutely went at it last night. We're going to check that out and break it down. Let's jump in. Sengun put up a triple-double, 22, 10, and 11. Shot the ball 23 times, and of those 23 shots, Gobert was the primary defender on 19 of those. So we're going to be checking out the 19 shots that Gobert, primary defender on Sengun. First one here, Gobert, great contest, forces Sengun to go high off the glass, forces the miss. First punch goes to Gobert. This one, Sengun just goes right at Gobert, kind of bodies him, gets the pump fake, head down, goes straight at Gobert, right shoulder, discards him, gets the turn, plant, soft floater, one hand in the lane, beautiful bucket. This one, Gobert gets the best of him a couple times. That one, shot selection. Sengun does take this shot a lot, but I do think, don't quote me on this, but I think his right knee is a lot higher than it usually is when he does this, and it's taking him off balance a little bit, taking the hips off. So I think not the greatest shot selection from Sengun, although he does take this, maybe not shot selection, not the best execution of the one leg, bring it up a little bit too high. Who knows? I could know absolutely nothing about what I'm talking about, but that's my guess. This one, another pump fake, puts his head down, goes to the rim. Gobert comes up a little bit, leaves his feet, but not a whole lot. Looks like he gets Sengun out of rhythm, forces him to take a shot, just not in rhythm, forces the miss. That punch goes to Gobert. Love this one. Sengun takes a second, breathes back to the basket, and kind of just bodies Gobert, gets great position. By the time Sengun shoots this, Gobert's completely under the basket, so the only option was jam your ham into the rim or go up for the contest and foul because he's going into Sengun's space. So Sengun just bodying Gobert on that possession. And Sengun goes on a little run here. And this one's not completely on Gobert because it's really just a great pick and roll. Sengun drops it. At this point, Gobert had to defend two people. He commits at the last second right here. Dumps it off. Sengun, easy dunk. He cracks me up when he dunks and just puts his chin down to his chest. Love it. Next bucket. So here, Sengun made 3 in a row on Gobert. This move is beautiful. Beautiful. So we got another pick and roll, and they use this Fred VanVleet Sengun pick and roll a lot. So here, Sengun plants his right foot, and then he turns his head. Wherever his head goes, his body will follow. Gets his left foot planted, and for how much he turns out of that, he gets a nice square shot, soft one-handed floater in the lane. Just an absolutely beautiful shot. That one rolls in off the front of the rim. I could watch that all night. Next bucket, Gobert gets this one. Another one. See, this is what I was talking about. We'll go forward in time because I'm going to freeze on this. So Sengun creates a lot of space here, fading away off one leg. And here, his knee isn't jacked up super high. It's just in a kind of natural position, as natural as a one-legged fadeaway can be, but it's not jacked up. It's keeping his hips level. So I think this is much more of the shot that Sengun would want to take as opposed to earlier. But this one, Gobert honestly gets a decent contest, forces Sengun's launch angle to maybe be altered a little bit, forces the miss on the one-legged fadeaway jumper. So here we go, little pump fake. Gobert does get a hand on it. Sengun gathers, though, in one-handed floater. So here, gets Gobert to move a little bit with the pump. Ball on the floor. Little swat with Sengun's left arm. Shimmy left. Go to the right. Gobert gets the swat on the ball there. Long reach. Just so happens it stays right with Sengun, and nobody came to help. So nobody was there to pick up the loose ball. Sengun ends up gathering, puts it in. So that's one of 3 buckets we're about to see from Sengun in a row. Straight at Gobert. Probably could have... Feels like Gobert really put his arm extended right. It's coming up right here. Nope. Coming out of this. So Gobert's tight. It really looks like he extends that, shoves his elbow in. And you can see Brooks, I believe it's Brooks on the bench, puts his hand up. Like, we're not going to call that. Ends up putting his hand down because he makes it a great basket anyways. So that's 2 of 3 in a row. Here's the third one in a row for Sengun. Nice little mid-range. Going right, pulls it left. Gobert not a great contest from Gobert. He puts his hand up, yes, but doesn't really get into Sengun's space at all. And now this is the start of a lot of misses from Sengun with Gobert as the primary defender. This one here, I think this was more just Sengun. I don't think Gobert altered this shot a whole lot. I think that was more of just well, maybe Gobert altered it mentally, but physically he didn't. So this one, Edwards and Green, loose ball. Sengun scoops it up, goes straight at Gobert. Shot clock winding down. That's another one. He had the little one-handed floater going all night. The one thing I will say here is he goes to this pseudo skyhook. Maybe he was going for the skyhook. I don't know. I was going to say his shoulders weren't very square to the basket, but maybe that's what he was going for. This one, good contest, I believe, by Gobert. Forces launch angle. Sengun tries to go high off the glass. Tough take, just doesn't make it. So Gobert stringing together some stops here over Sengun. Decides to pull the trigger. Has the space. I think that's a shot probably should take. It's wide open. You can knock that down. Misses it. At that point, Rockets are down 5. Tied now. Great defensive play by Gobert. So Gobert has to move over to help on Van Fleet. Dumps it off to Sengun. Gobert moves back over. Times his jump incredibly. And just swats this ball off the backboard, keeps it in bounds, gives the Timberwolves another possession. So great defensive play by Gobert there. Ant switches Gobert over onto Sengun. So there, Ant had gotten stuck on Sengun. They switch. Gobert comes over. This one initially, I was like, why would you shoot that? Then I looked at the shot clock, understood a little bit more. Shot clock was winding down. You have a wide open shot. Here again, I guess his knee is a little bit higher on this one, but maybe not. I don't think it was nearly as high as it was on the nearly as high as dramatic. I think this was still a comfortable shot. Just doesn't fall for Sengun. It looks beautiful when it goes in, but when it doesn't go in, it looks like a terrible shot selection. This is beautiful. A little hezzy. We won't call it hezzy, but just once he establishes pivot, right foot front, brings it back, decides to put his foot forward and go into the basket, gets a tough bucket here. I mean, look at the position. He is so deep under the basket. Throws this one up with his back to the bucket. That's a tough lay. He had one of these. It wasn't on Gobert, so it's not in here. But he had one earlier where he tried to do the same shot. So maybe he was honing it in for that possession. This is last possession we'll check out. And we end on a Alperen Sengun make over Gobert. Kind of the nail in the coffin for the Rockets. So here we got him going straight at Gobert. Puts his back to the basket. Again, he was just moving Gobert a lot. Gets his right foot, step back, and then he kind of brings his hips back to it, creates a little bit of space, fading away a little bit. Soft one-handed floater with the right hand, and he gets just the softest bounce off the front of the rim. Back iron again, and it falls. And then we cut here in a second to Alperen Sengun just hyped up. What a closeout for the Rockets in overtime over the Timberwolves. That is going to be a wrap on this video. Sengun, Gobert absolutely battling it out. Sengun triple-double, 22, 10, and 11. Took 23 shots. Gobert was the primary defender on 19 of those. And of those 19 shots, Sengun made 9, missed 10. So a little up in the air who won this battle. I'll go with Sengun. I think Sengun won the battle. But let me know who you think won, Gobert or Sengun. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.